Hi, welcome back to Cheyenne Wyoming Urban Gardener. This is Debbie and part 2 of how to save petunia seeds. So I've brought the dried petunia pod that I had shown you in the previous video into the house. We're in the kitchen now, and you can see that there are a couple of pods here. One is one that has dried and could be cracked open, but it hasn't cracked open as yet. But we can physically crack it open and get the seeds out. And then we have one that is a little bit open. And we're going to go ahead and get the seeds out, and I'm going to show you what those seeds are going to look like. And then you can see that we do have some seeds from a previous seed pod that we had open. So you can see they are super, super, super tiny. These guys, so you can see my finger. They are super, super tiny, smaller than a head of a pin. So this is how petunia seeds come out of the seed pod. And I'm going to go ahead and open this one, and you'll be able to see it. And I'm going to try to keep them a little bit separated because this seeds from the petunias is lime green petunias. So we're keeping those separate. Now they may have crossed. We don't know that until we actually plant them and they come up. And they could be a variation of a couple of different colors, but they will have lime green in them, or they will be solid lime green. The ones that we pulled these from were solid lime green. And that's not a color that I had planted last season. So this is a genetic mutation that popped up. Now, there are lime green petunias out there that are seed specifically for lime green petunias. You can pull them up on Google. You can see the different colors or different varieties of the lime green ones. But this one was a lime green petunia, is a genetic mutation. This is not a color that I had grown previously, so it just popped up this season. And these are seed that I've saved myself from last season, so they are not a variety that I bought. So anyway, here is the seed pod that we just collected. Let me go ahead and get that into the shot, and I will show you how you extract those. So like I said, this one already had a little bit of a crack in it. We're just going to use the same paper towel or same napkin, and you can see there's a little crack in there. And we just go ahead and put a fingernail, or you could use a different tool, and go ahead and crack that open. Now you can see the little seeds in there, if we can get a close enough shot. You can see the little seeds in there, if it'll focus in. And then we just try to peel back your little green edges. Now again, that one was already open a little bit, so there are a few seeds already. And then you can just pour them out on the napkin. And that is all you do to save the seeds on petunias. And like I said, they are super easy to grow at the beginning of the season that you want to grow them. You can do it really early. You can do it inside if you want to. You could do it in a south-facing window, or you could do it and wait until it's warm enough to do so, to plant them in a container outside. So there you can see those little seeds, and these again are from the black velvet petunias. So you can see those little tiny seeds right there. And what we do to plant these at the beginning of the season, you would just get a container of soil, and you would just sprinkle these on the top of the soil, and then use a mister, or you can use a spray bottle, or you could use the misting function on your garden hose, your garden handle spray nozzle, and you could just lightly mist these into the soil. You don't need to cover them up. You just tap them into the soil, kind of firm them in, and then just mist them until they are very wet, because these little seeds are very hard and they do need to be wet in order for them to sprout. And the germination quality I've noticed on petunia seeds is not super good. But you will have, if you planted all of these, probably about 15 to 30 little tiny petunia plants that would come up. So this seed pod did not have a super huge amount of seeds in it. So there's probably about 50 seeds here, maybe a little bit more. Like I said, they are very super tiny. So if you planted these, probably about up to 30 would come up and they would become whole new petunia plants. And it doesn't take them very long to start getting big pretty quickly, especially if you have them in the sun. If you've got them in the sun 6 hours or more per day, in a hanging pot or in a container, however you would like to do it. You can even do them in ground. I have done them in ground before. Then they will come up pretty quickly. I think germination was in about 7 days with the ones that I planted. And it takes them a good 30 days or so for the plants to get about 4 to 6 inches tall. And then that is when they will start to bloom. Starting of the blooms will not be when you get seed pods so much. It's more when you get towards the end of the season, into fall, that you're going to see a lot of those little seed pods come up. And like I said, you want to wait until they get a light tan color or golden color like this one is before you crack them open and you get the seeds out, because the seeds will then be mature. Otherwise, you may not see any seeds with them. If you open up one that is still green, the seeds are so small and they would be not brown at that point or black or gray. They would still be a light green color and you wouldn't be able to see them anyway. So there you have it. That's how you harvest and collect your petunia seeds. And just make sure, if you're wanting to keep the colors separate, that you put these in separate containers. As you can see, we've got our black velvet over here and our lime green over here. And that's how I will do it myself. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for notices on new videos as they come out, and we will give you tips and tricks, and you can see garden tours and all kinds of things right here on Cheyenne, Wyoming Urban Gardener. And this is Debbie. See you in the next one.